Yes, guys. Yes, people. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another transfer stream. We are back live. And we've got a couple of topics to get into, as always, as well as probably still touching on the Chelsea and LAFC result. A lot of people are talking about the whole crowd situation and everything like that. It's not even worth bringing it up. The game was at 3 p.m. US time. Everyone's working. Why is anybody shocked that the ground was a bit empty? Now, I only say a bit because to a point it was still a little bit embarrassing to watch it from our point of view because it looked like one of them lockdown games, innit? But the only people making a really big deal about it is, of course, the rivals that are not involved because they're looking for anything to discredit this competition and make themselves feel a little bit better about their teams. So let them keep moaning. Let them keep complaining. It is what it is. It is what it is. These rival fans are always on that bullshit. Shout out to everyone that's locked in, though. Big up to Jason. Big up to Frenzy. Mignon's in the picture just because I saw a little piece from one of the Italian articles that I'll get through in today's video. But nothing really changing in terms of Mignon's situation. It's just now they think that there's a chance that they can persuade him to re-sign a contract with AC Milan. So I guess we'll see if we end up going back in for him. I fucking doubt that we will because guy's too fucking old for us to take seriously. But we move. Big up to Joey. Big up to Noir. I've actually just got the game on now. I only put it on 10 minutes ago. Some really nice build-up sequences from Fluminense, but I'm more just trying to keep an eye out for if Gittens comes on and gets some minutes because I just want to watch him in-game. Even though I know this system don't even really suit him like that. Big up to Chloe, big up to Jetmir, big up to Marcus, big up to Sean, big up to Abdimas. Funny thing, if you watch the Dortmund game, it's the same issue right now. I've already seen a few of the pictures popping up already. That's half empty there too, or like a quarter full. I guess it's better that they make these mistakes now and not in the actual World Cup next year. There is still a bit of an embarrassing look on the tournament as a whole. I was going to say the US, but it's not the US. They've got to work. It is what it is. Just maybe you should have scheduled the game at better times. You might have a bit of a chance to rectify that for the knockout rounds, but we'll see. We will see. Big up to Cuenca, big up to Frosted Myth, big up to Amir. Like, you can't actually force the transfer, but you can do things to make it more difficult for them and maybe try and push them towards that sort of decision. But you can't actually make them do it. Big up to Amir, big up to Sean. From limited clips of both, I prefer Fofana over Gittens. People are going to say that for either side. I'm just indifferent. Both of them aren't the finished article. Both of them come with certain pros that the other doesn't have. Both of them come with certain cons and areas that they need to improve on. If you're going to get one, just go and get one. But with Borussia Dortmund, they have given us all the leverage in the world. And we're going to get into the reasons behind that in just a couple of minutes. Big up to Tunchi, even though he's still on the Maresca out, Bluco out thing. Fair enough. And do not free up Petrovic. Petrovic will be free, but he'll be free of this club. Big up to Reaper. Big up to Peace Be Still. Yeah, you know what? I mean, we ain't going to change it game in and game out. Jackson had a good game yesterday. I can't lie. Have some more good games. Have some more good games because you've left a bad taste in the mouths of a lot of Chelsea fans with your performances this year. Pause. But not been good. Not been good. Hopefully, Delap gives him a bit more competition, though. We did see both of them had a good game yesterday. And if they can get the best out of each other, then nice. Competition usually gets the best out of both players. And yeah, Jackson shouldn't be our number one anyway, so it is what it is. It is what it is. Big up Breezy. Yes, Noni fucking sucked. He was terrible. Worst player on the pitch for Chelsea by a fucking mile. I did see idiots on Twitter were trying to blame that on Maresca because he was playing on the left. Like when he was balling out on the left, people didn't want to see it more. How about we just talk about Noni's application being garbage? How about we talk about Noni's actions being garbage? Instead of just trying to find everything to just blame on the manager. But here we are. Here we are. Big up to Sean. Although he didn't have to bring up that comment. For fuck's sakes. Big up to J Coach. Big up to your dad. Big up to everybody's dad. All of that. And yeah, big up every single one of you that's locked in. Big up every single one of you that's locked in. Will you talk about the Maresca quotes on Parma? I actually haven't seen them, but we can bring them up. We can bring them up. So what did Maresca say on Parma? Cool. This is the quote. So he said, after the Conference League final, wait, let me get the barcode away from the screen. After the Conference League final, he said he was quite bored receiving the ball, but he wanted to do something different. I said to him, you can do that from the first minute. Why did you wait? We asked him to do that because we are happy he does that. Cole is our best player, a top player. Okay, so sometimes I do think he's got the license to roam. Like sometimes we see him playing on the left-hand side, moving towards the right. But yeah, sometimes he also seems like he's a little bit more fixed in the right 10 position. So I don't know. I don't really know what to make of it. I've always said with Maresca's quotes and everything, he'll tell you what he thinks you need to hear. So don't really know what to tell you on this one. Sometimes he has got the freedom to like just roam around the pitch and just do what you want and like try things out. When you got the ball, like you are going to have the ability to try things out as well. So yeah, here's what it is. Sometimes he'll just spam shoot. Sometimes he'll come up with a moment of magic. Sometimes he'll make a good chance for somebody. Like, is what it is. Yeah, Dumbledore. Some people will use it as a reference to say that, again, he's stifling him and all of that. But we already debunked that last season. Most shots in the league, one of the highest chances created in the league. His application was just poor at periods of this year. That's it. That is it. It's as simple as that. But yeah, whatever. I don't care about these quotes too tough anyway. Big up Robertino. I thought you already got those. Or did you buy more? Let me know. I've got to get the first topic up on the screen anyway. Where's the Gittens news? Where is the Gittens news? Here we go. Oh, you bought more. Aye, fairs. I'm still waiting for my Conference League medal. They said they ain't shipping that till July. So yeah, I've got to wait another couple weeks for that one still. Thoughts on that Mikel de Klat diste? I just thought it weren't necessary. Like, why did he have to come in and just say, hey, he's had a good debut, but he isn't what the fans wanted. The fans wanted Osimhen. Man, just say he had a good debut and just leave it as that. That's it. Don't even have to say he was amazing. You don't even have to say he was scintillating and it was a generational performance. Just say it was all right. Just say it was all right. Although, let me do the words justice, because, like, I haven't brought up his actual quotes. We can just bring the whole video up. We can bring the whole video up. Yeah, Maldini's even saying that's not the way he said it. All right, cool. Yo, that's a mad slip, by the way. Fucking hell. Okay, so what did he say?
We needed somebody to come in and score those goals and finish those chances. Yeah, we needed somebody to come.
No, you know what? Well, that's a bit too quick. I'm trying to beat the fucking algorithm.
Yeah, we needed somebody to come in and score those goals and finish those chances. But obviously, he wasn't the guy that the fans wanted. Obviously, we know who the fans wanted. The fans wanted Victor Osimhen to come to the football club, but he didn't. Obviously, the club decided to go with the lab. He's young. I think he's going to improve. He's going to get better. Hopefully, he hits the ground running, and of course, then he's going to, quieten.
Okay, that's not nearly as bad. That's not nearly as bad. Let's go through that again, just a bit slower.
He wasn't the guy that the fans wanted. Obviously, we know who the fans wanted. The fans wanted to.
All right, we'll go back from the start.
Somebody to come in and score those goals and finish those chances. But obviously, he wasn't the guy that the fans wanted. Obviously, we know who the fans wanted. The fans wanted Victor Osimhen to come to the football club, but he didn't. Obviously, the club decided to go with the lab. He's young. I think he's going to improve. He's going to get better. Hopefully, he hits the ground running. And of course, then he's going to, quieten those doubts.
Yeah, that's not that deep at all.
We needed some.
That's not that deep at all. Yeah, fucking hell. Quotes will really just make anything sound worse. Fucking hell. Yo, I changed the speed just so we don't get demonetized, innit? I changed the speed. That's why. They didn't even have the clip of the 20 seconds before that. I only saw the Pies tweet, same as you. But yeah, you watch the whole thing. It's not that bad at all. he really just sent out Mikel there to get cooked with that tweet. Fuck's sakes. Fuck's sakes, man. Alright, cool. You know what, Mikel? Not too bad, mate. That weren't too bad. Big up Robertino with the donation. Big up my guy. He says, big up the Blue Cartel. Lewis equals football content. Is that go? All right, big up, man. Appreciate you, man. Shout out the Blue Cartel. Shout out the Blue Brothers. And yeah, big up, my guy. Big up. Yeah, what Mikel said ain't that deep at all. That's just been blown way out of proportion. Way out of proportion. I'm glad we're able to find a video for that. Let's get into the transfer news now. Let's get into the Gittens news that we were meant to be starting on. So we heard yesterday from Fabrizio that in spite of us inquiring about Malik Fofana, Gittens is still our #1 choice. We also know that personal terms were already agreed between Chelsea and Gittens before even the start of the Club World Cup. It's just Borussia Dortmund decided they wanted to take the piss with the transfer fee and everything, even though we changed it 3 times and eventually got, I think, to a couple of million away from what their original valuation was, if not even further than that. Now he's been selected for the Club World Cup squad, and Gittens has closed the door to any other clubs with an agreement with Chelsea already planned. So if anyone tries to do the hijacking thing, it ain't going to work, because he's already committed himself to Chelsea. First off, I want to say I rate it. I do like it when there's a player that just wants to be Chelsea over anything. I do respect it. And also, this gives us so much more leverage. Hell, Dortmund have already given us leverage. It's just Gittens is helping the cause now at this point. So, like we said, personal terms already agreed. He's only focused on getting to Chelsea. We view him as the #1 target. And now, because he's in the Club World Cup squad, that was a very, very bad move from Borussia Dortmund. Now we don't have to rush this. Now we can just wait. And we don't have to offer any more money. We shouldn't have to offer any more money. It doesn't benefit us to rush this transfer because he can't play in the competition anymore. And after the competition's finished, everyone's off for 3 weeks anyway for their obligatory 3-week vacation. So, I wouldn't offer any more money. You have an unhappy player that doesn't fit your style of play, and you fumbled his chance to play in the Club World Cup and integrate himself into the Chelsea side. You have no position of power. If they try to take the piss, we will literally just leave and we'll go get Fofana. Or someone else that we're linked with who is hopefully not called Alejandro Garnacho, innit? Then you lot can let Gittens rot on the bench, be pissed off, and eventually sell for less money. So, wait. This saga is now literally just a waiting game. Unless we decide that we want to just go for Fofana and fuck all of this off anyway. But for now, don't give them any more money. Don't offer them any more money. Hell, I would even say offer less. I see Jardel in the chat saying offer less. I would be shameless enough to do it. I don't think they'll do that. Because they've now put a certain number on the table. That's probably what Dortmund would be taking as a minimum now. As a minimum. But I wouldn't offer a penny more. Just leave that offer on the table. Call them again in a week or two's time and be like, you still saying no to this? No? Alright, cool. Go get Malik Fofana. Fuck this. Now, I'm not really fussed whichever one we get. I think Gittens is a bit stronger when he's on the ball, so he might be able to translate a bit better to the Prem. But Malik Fofana seems to have the better decision-making. but he isn't really as strong, so he might struggle with the physicality of the league with his first season. We already know Gittens, he's got questions about his IQ and his shot selection and all of that. So ultimately, you've got two wingers that could potentially be ballers in a year's time and are just promising for now. So if they're two of the similar ilk, I don't care whichever one you get. I really don't care which one you get. If it's Gittens, cool. If it's Malik Fofana, cool. I'm alright. I'm alright with either one that we get. Just don't get your pants pulled down. Don't get your pants pulled down. Show that you can't. You lot wanted to do that for Mike Mignon and not Gittens. How about you do it for Gittens as well? Because now all the leverage is with us. Gittens wants to move. Gittens has personal terms agreed. He doesn't fit their style of play, and he's cup-tied now. I'm just going to wait. We're just going to wait. We are just going to wait. And it'll end up being either him or Fofana. I don't think it will be Garnacho, thank the good Lord, because Manchester United are just asking for too much. They're asking for way too much. And the only other forwards that we're linked with are those versatile options. Like your, which ones did the Athletic link us to? Like your Ekatikes and your João Pedros, for example. Kudus is obviously still there as well, but that's probably going to be something that we look at maybe a bit later in the window. Now, Maldini, we never bid for him. Never bid for him. He's a name on the list, and he's a name that worries a lot of people because he seemed like a certainty in January. And it looks like now we might be going back in for him. But I think the amount that they asked in January put us off a little bit. That and maybe just how against it a lot of Chelsea fans were. Because a lot of us were like, fuck that. Don't you dare bring Garnacho to this club. He fucking stinks. I saw fucking Who Scored tweeting earlier that he's got the worst dribble success rate in the Prem out of anyone who's attempted over 70 dribbles. Fuck off. And all you do is shoot at the sky anyway. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. I didn't even know whether to believe Cunha on that one. I didn't even know whether to believe you because you're too much of a troll, bruv. You too much of a troll. 13 goals in 2 seasons for 70 million plus. Bro, just watch Kudus, I beg. Watch Kudus, I beg. Him on the right-hand side or in the right 10, yeah, it's worth the money. It's worth the money. Please, let's not think about the GNA-based analysis also at fucking West Ham with like, guys like fucking Moyes, who was past it, and Lopetegui and Potter. Like, come on, man. Come on. Big up. Wow. Yeah, I forgot his name. Big up. Fat kids are hard to kidnap. What a name. What a name. First of all, fuck FIFA. I purchased my tickets months ago for the 24th of June match in Philly for 200. I checked the tickets again today because of the low attendance at the LAFC match. Tickets are now 75 quid. That's a bit peak. That's a bit peak. What game is that, by the way? What game is that? What game did you get tickets for? 24th of June. In fact, I could have a look. I could have a look. Or is that one of the Chelsea games? Because I know we play in Philly. But I doubt we're the only team. Nah, it's not even that. Oh no, the Tunis game. It might be the Tunis game because that's Wednesday for us. But that'll probably still be Tuesday for you guys. Damn. 200 quid on Esperance versus Chelsea C team. That's nasty. That's nasty work, bro. Oh my god. Stop fucking spamming, bro. We don't give a damn. Fucking hell. Yeah, yeesh. £200 on Esperance, though. Might be a good atmosphere with them, though. Esperance brought a lot of fans over from Tunisia. They brought a lot of fans over. Where can you buy tickets? Isn't it through the FIFA app? Or through the FIFA website or something? I don't know. I don't know. Yo, Mo, bare people do that shit. They think their comment's going to get read out if I spam it. No, I'm just going to time you out. Done that. It is what it is, man. But yeah, Jamie Gittens. Jamie Gittens still our number 1 pick. And then we have potentially, what's his name? Fofana as number 2 and God forbid Garnacho as number 3. Speaking of number 1 targets, I was looking through Simon Phillips's page and his sources have confirmed that Branthwaite is our priority at centre-back this summer still. Even if the last time we inquired, we got told 80 to 85 million for him. But Chelsea still feel like there could be something done for Branthwaite. They feel like there's a deal that could get done. Maresca backs any move for Branthwaite. We are still looking at Thomas Araujo, Mark Guehi. The Joel Hatto stuff is still there. But our number 1 target is Branthwaite. And apparently we're still going to hold talks for Hatto later on in the window. So that's something you'll see happen later on still. But Branthwaite could actually leave Everton this window for a Champions League club. And he is a bit frustrated on Everton putting such a big valuation for him. And he heard that he won't actively push for a move, but he is keen on Chelsea and might end up asking for the move. He loves Everton, he wants to respect them, but he is keen to advance now to the next stage of his career and play Champions League football. So he might not kick up a fuss. He might not start doing the whole I'm going to skip training and everything, but he is frustrated with 80 million being put on his head top because you're probably not going to find a club that's going to spend 80 million on you still. But yeah, apparently number 1 target at the back is Branthwaite. See if they'll take the Sassy. See if they'll take the Sassy. That might take, what, 20, 25 million? I might take 20, 25 million off the price for him. Yeah, football VAR, I ain't mad about it either. Branthwaite would be a decent profile for us. Like, he's surprisingly pacey. Like, got a good build. Good aerial threat. Strong in the box. I don't mind it. I wouldn't even mind that. Branthwaite isn't even in consideration. I remember it was Fab or Ornstein that said it. Really? Let's have a quick peek. Ornstein. Branthwaite. Let's see what we get. Nope, latest one from Ornstein was in July last year. Okay, no. All right, let's try Fabrizio. Let's try Fabrizio. Both of them haven't tweeted about him in a while. To try Pies? Pies might have it. If Pies ain't got it, then I give up. Bobby Vincent, June 13th, says Chelsea have plenty centre-backs on the radar. Hatto, Murillo, Branthwaite, Guehi, and Thomas Araujo. That is the last one. Ornstein on April 19th said the same thing about all of those being our options as well. But that's all I got. That's all I got. Hey, it might be something on his YouTube channel. You never know. You never know. But that's what Simon Phillips has reported. So that source is straight from Simon Phillips. So yeah, keep an eye out on that one. Also, in terms of The Athletic, we did get like a string of quotes from The Athletic about our potential transfer activity through the remainder of the window. Now, we already spoke about the Gittens stuff, so we already know that. A right-footed left winger is still a priority for Chelsea. Gittens, a league candidate. All-round attacker is also being sought out. Looking at the likes of Ekatike, the likes of João Pedro, who Newcastle's also interested in. What else? Oh, DMs. 1 second. What is this? One of the names not being considered right now is Jared Branthwaite. June the 3rd from The Athletic. Who from The Athletic wrote that? Just says the Athletics UK staff. Fucking hell. God knows. God knows. Maybe things changed. Who knows? Maybe things changed. I don't know. But even in terms of Branthwaite, we'll only find out about that later on in the window anyway. For a price tag of that amount, you are going to have to look at outgoings first before you even think about incomings. Especially at centre-back, to be honest. Like, we've already got a lot. You have to sell someone first. So, yeah, we'll see that. We'll see if that one happens later on in the window. Guess we'll figure that one out. But, yeah, back to the Athletic article. So, outgoing activity and possibilities. Betlinelli is obviously fucked off to Manchester City. Petrovic wants to be a first-choice goalkeeper. He's asked to be left out of the Club World Cup squad. Still kind of think that's a briefing, but whatever. Don't know why he'd asked to be out of the squad. Unless there was already a move lined up. Like, that makes no sense to me. That makes absolutely no sense to me. What else? Four or five clubs interested, including Premier League and European teams. It's been rumored that West Ham is one of the Premier League sides. Has a gentleman's agreement to leave for 25 million. A gentleman's agreement. If no deal is made, he may return to Strasbourg on loan where he played last season. That would piss me off so much if I was him. You'd be expecting a big move or like a step up. If you're going back to Strasbourg after all of this, fuck that. Fuck that. But yeah, that's all we got on the Petrovic situation. So he's apparently asked to be left out the Club World Cup squad, and he has a gentleman's agreement to leave for 25 million euros. Part of me feels like you could potentially get a little bit more for him, just based off the season that he's had in France. But I mean, whatever. I still want him to be our number one for Chelsea so far, and we're not going to get that either. So whatever. Whatever. Mignon, we ended interest unwilling to pay more than 15 million. Milan rejected this due to higher valuation and Mignon's age. Wouldn't that make more sense of Chelsea not wanting to pay more due to his age? Whatever. Pies and Amugu will both join Strasbourg on loan. The rest is all just like academy bullshit. And the players likely to be sold. Sterling, Vega, Broja, Chilwell, Chukwuemeka, Disasi, Felix, Ugo Chukwu, and Gilchrist. Those are the ones that aren't in the Club World Cup squad. The ones that are in the Club World Cup squad are Nkunku, Chalobah, and Dewsbury Hall. That'd be so real at this point. You might as well keep Chalobah. I think it'd just be embarrassing to get rid at this point. I think he's really good, dependable depth for us. But whatever. Already said the centre backs. I won't really cry about any of them leaving. I'm just more annoyed about the goalkeeping situation. Yeah, JJ, I'm with you as well, man. Look, Sanchez weren't awful yesterday, but look, the passing's just never going to be decent, is it? It's never going to be decent. It's always going to be a wind-up. As the shot stopping's improved at least. I can give him credit for that. But, yeah. He was still just hoof a long ball out to absolutely nobody or just straight to the byline. But whatever, year 3 of Sanchez, calm. Not Badiashile. Yeah, Badiashile's name weren't there. I think the Athletic reported a few months ago that we were going to keep him and Colwill anyway. It was someone that Dodgers reported. Let me check. Let me check quickly. Main list and short list for Milan. Nope, these are all lineups. Someone reported that we were going to keep Colwill, Badiashile, and like 2 other right-sided centre-backs. Can't find the source for the life of me, though. There might have been Simon Johnson. Badiashile is another earmarked in the Chelsea stay category, but there's more of a question mark over Tosin and whether he is content with a backup role. That was from April the 25th. April the 25th. Why would Tosin not be content with a backup role? But like obviously being competitive and wanting to start every game, I don't think he'd push for an exit because he's not a guaranteed starter. Like, you weren't that great. You had your good games, you had your bad games, but no. I don't know what we're playing at. Sterling had a meeting with Besiktas. Oh, brother, I'll believe that when I see it. Ain't no way Sterling is thinking about leaving the country. He's not even thinking about leaving the city. I would love to believe that. Yeah, there is nothing on that. What? Who is this Fugazi ass sauce, bruv? Fanatic. Who the hell is Fanatic? Oh, is this some Turkish account? Yeah, it's a Turkish account from a month ago, and they were talking about Fenerbahce. No, Fielder, you're thinking of Fanatics. They're the ones that like make all the kits and all the merchandise for Chelsea and WWE and all of that. This was from a month ago. Sterling emerges a potential transfer target for Fenerbahce. Yeah, no chance. I wish. We all wish. Every single person here in the watching this stream probably wishes, but no. No, I don't see this happening at all. I don't see this happening at all. Couture says, do you think we can sell Chilwell this summer? On those wages, it will be difficult. I feel like he might even be another loan situation. He might end up being a loan situation. Unless he wants to stay at Palace. But Palace won't give you those wages. You got to take a pay cut. And I always keep saying you can't tell anybody to take a pay cut. You could hope someone would. You could like someone to, but you can't tell them to. You can't. But yeah. Here we are. Here we are. Sterling will probably end up going on loan to some random. And yeah. That is the end of that. Ben Jacobs just tweeted about Rodrigo to Arsenal. Arsenal hold a genuine interest in Rodrigo and have held exploratory talks on the player side dating back to May. Understand Real Madrid want around 90 million euros. How much is that in pounds? Are we looking at 80 million pounds? How much are we looking at? 76. 76 million pounds, you know. At Chelsea, get involved. Get involved. That's like what? Another 20 million on top of what we're offering for Gittens? Yeah, nothing update in general. But like, just a price tag amount. Like, that's the best thing we can get from that. That's the best thing we can get on that. He ain't on 300k a week. Ain't he on like 210 or something? I swear he's on like 210k a week. Let me just confirm this. 240k in euros. Where's the filter to change it to pounds? Where the hell is that? Yeah, 202k a week in pounds. 202k a week. We can do that. We can do that. Plus, I already told you, my source told me Rodrigo's one of 4 players will break the wage structure for. You don't even have to break it that badly. This would be the equivalent of us putting Neto on 160k a week when we had everybody strictly on 150k a week. You could do that. Rodrigo, like 76 million pounds, 202k a week. Bump him a little pay rise, take it to 210 because fuck it. And yeah, Oh, if he goes to Arsenal, he'd want that. Oh. Well, to go and agree personal terms first, innit? Go and agree personal terms first, innit? Oh, who are the other four? No, it's 4 names. Kane, Isak, Rodrigo, unnamed 4th guy. I don't know who it is. So, like, I know 3 of the 4. I don't know who the 4th is. And before anyone asks, it's not Osimhen. If it was, we would have done it already. But, yeah. 3 out of the 4. Man, I'm saying the unnamed 4th guy is Liao. What is Liao on? Is he on anything crazy? I'm sure I've checked it before, but I completely forgot. Nah, he's on 147k. You ain't even got to break the wage structure for him. Even Isak, to be honest, he's on 120k a week. Kane will be on something fucked, though. He'll be on something tapped. 480k a week. 405 in pounds. Ha! 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 Yeah, you ain't getting Kane. The fact that even his name's on that list with wages like that, though, it gives me a little bit of hope. Just a little bit of hope. It is not Nico Williams. It is not. Absolutely not Nico Williams. Otherwise, we would have tried already. We would have actually tried, not just monitored or admired or viewed him or any of that crap. But I would have actually given it a try. But yeah, Rodrigo, like, start negotiating early, innit? Like, whenever Madrid get knocked out of the cup. And start negotiating. Get Esteval to message him. Tell him he really needs his advice. He needs him to help him through life in London and all that. Did I talk about my guy, Noni? Noni's not my guy, first off. And second of all, he was garbage. He was utter garbage yesterday. But yeah, big up, man. Big up. Can we get a yay for the Sesko news? Oh, yeah, because, like, we're not looking at Sesko no more. All right. So, yeah, that was another thing from the Athletic article we spoke about earlier. We're apparently no longer looking at Benjamin Sesko because we view him as too similar to Liam Delap. So now we're done with Sesko links. Sesko links will apparently be over from now. You man don't like... I don't think he's ready for us now. I don't think he's washed or like he will be shit for the rest of his career, but he ain't ready now. Yeah, V, this is from the Athletic article. This ain't from me. This was from the Athletic. Simon Johnson as well. Benjamin Sesko has been removed from the wish list once they signed Delap for 30 million. Playing style is seen as similar to Delap's, so he is no longer needed. So, yeah, that's done. Are we done with strikers overall? Basically. We're now looking at one of those versatile forwards and the right-footed left winger. So one of Gittens or Malik Fofana. And then I think one of Ekitike or João Pedro. I did see this as well from Alex Crook on the whole João Pedro situation. Newcastle fear their move for João Pedro will be hijacked by Chelsea. Newcastle are cautious of being dragged into a bidding war with several other Premier League clubs keen on the Brazilian, and they are particularly concerned about Chelsea. Particularly concerned about the transfer kings. So yeah, that's just another one. Ekitike news we already know is that's a bit dry. That's going to remain dry for the foreseeable future. Because we're not going to get any more updates on that. Not of the disparity that we both have. And yeah, that's about it. Just on another, lesser bit of news, Alfie Gilchrist will be leaving Chelsea on a permanent deal. Strong interest from the Championship. Was never going to make it as a centre-back with that height, all due respect. As a right-back, we have way too many options. We've got the likes of Achimpong, James, Malo Gusto. There ain't no room for you over here. There ain't no room for you over here. Best of luck, though. Run us that pure profit. We won't forget the goal against Everton nor the kicks that you were doing when you came off the bench for Chelsea. And yeah, that's about it. Big up, man. Big up. Pies tweet. We got a Pies tweet. We've apparently got a Pies tweet. Okay. Calm. It is understood a package of around 47 million will be a chance of success for Jamie Gittens, although structure will be important. Talks continue over a new bid. Chelsea discussed Nico Williams, but have ruled him out due to the overall cost of the deal. That was another point I was going to get to later. Let's forget that Nico Williams exists, guys. As a community, as a group, as an entity, I would like us all to just forget the name of Nico Williams. It is pointless. He wants Barcelona, or he wants to stay in Spain or in Bilbao. Let's forget it. Let's forget it. Don't need to ask. Please don't ask me again, what about Nico Williams? Any Nico Williams updates? Will we be getting Nico Williams? Is Nico Williams the one that we're going to go for if Gittens doesn't work? No. Forget it. Forget it. Now, in terms of Gittens, don't offer them another penny more. Don't offer them another penny more. This is already dragged out for too long. Leave it. Leave it. The fuck? You're damn right, Dave. Only Nico I know is Jackson. Only Nico I know is Jackson. Yeah, Jabba, I'm with you, man. Stand your ground on this one. He don't want to be with you no more. He don't want to be with your club. He don't suit you. He's already agreed personal terms and you've cut-tied him, so we're in no rush to get this done. There's your offer. Whatever we offered you last is your last offer. If they drag this on, go and get Malik Fofana. Because I can't lie, I also think about, I wouldn't mind having another left-wing option for us for the Club World Cup anyway. Because Noni's pissing me off. Noni's proper pissing me off recently. So, if there's another option, fuck it. I don't give a damn. Nah, Mark Bailey. I don't think Gittens has even come off the bench yet. Gittens ain't even come off the bench yet. Yeah, he hasn't, and there's 15 minutes left. 15 minutes left, bruv. And this is the guy they're treating like one key player. Fuck off. Wasting my time. Wasting all of our times. Jabbo. That's probably what we were doing, even with the inquiry on Malik. That's probably what we were doing as well. We knew that, it would filter through, the news would talk about it, and Dortmund will see it. So, yeah. If Noni gets you, Gittens will make you quit watching. Lol, he's worse than Noni. Is he? Is he? I mean, we'll find out. And if we find out that's the case, I'm going to be even further on these sporting directors in Clear Lake. I've already said, whoever we bring, I need to see them improve the level of this squad because next season I want to go for the league. This season, I am not thinking of another top 4 race. If we're in another top 4 race, I'm going to be fuming. Whoever we bring, I'm going to be thinking, okay, cool. He better be upping the level of this squad and getting us going for a title. So, if it's Gittens, I'll assume Gittens will be that level raiser for us. And if he ain't, obviously Gittens is still a young player. I'll give him time and everything, but like my energy is going to be on the sporting directors. No, Mark Bailey, like, I understand why people would say that. I get it. But if what they're doing is meant to be serious in any way, shape, or form in terms of getting Chelsea back to where it should be, this should be the season where we start going for the league. This should be the season. What about Carney? I think we would have already tried to get Carney in the deal. I don't think that's feasible. I don't think that's working. I don't think that's going to work for us still. Jay, it has happened before, innit? It has happened before. But what does help is just a little bit of experience, which is why it would have been so nice if you just brought in Mike Mignon. But yeah, whatever. He's too old for us. It is what it is. Yeah, Scott, that's also correct as well. Also, the wages that he's on as well might play a part too. You just reminded me about Dortmund's incomings and like how expensive their most expensive transfers have been. And yeah, it's pointless. It is pointless. Is Gittens coming on? I think Gittens and Chukwuemeka's about to come on. Yep, Chukwuemeka and Gittens are on the pitch. Chukwuemeka and Gittens have stepped onto the pitch. Last 15 minutes of the game. Last 15 minutes. We got another Pies tweet. Chelsea want a different profile to Jackson and Delap and have subsequently removed Benjamin Sesko off their list. Chelsea will be opportunistic for Rodgers should he genuinely become available, but Villa are looking for other exits to satisfy PSR. West Ham are willing to sell Kudus for less than his 85 million release clause, but it's unclear whether anything will develop. So nothing's happening on the Kudus front. Nothing is happening on the Rodgers front. And Sesko is off our list. Thank you. Nothing to take from that at all. Yeah, Anthony LaFleur, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. And they try to like, oh, no one cares about the Club World Cup. No, people got to work. People got to work. Is there another Pies tweet? Or is it the same one that you were talking about before? Yeah, it's the same one. Same one. All right, cool. Let me know if there's a new one in it. Let me know if there's a new one. Patty tweet. Patty Altman. Okay. Oh, shit. That was a nice burst there. Good block. Okay, cool. Chelsea set to cool interest in Mignon. Allegri pushing for renewal. Chelsea set to talk of Dortmund to complete signing of Gittens. Heavy interest in Fofana. Chelsea set to add a player in the Fofana deal. Noni is for sale. George wants playtime. He is open for a Premier League loan. No, that's a lot. There's a lot in that, if true. So Allegri pushing for renewal. That was the reason why Mignon was in the thumbnail. Because there was an AC Milan account that was reporting that. So he's just gone and reported that too. Set to talk with the Gittens signing. We already know that. Heavy interest in Fofana. I'm interested to see who would be added to that deal, but there's like a list of 20 or so names that could realistically be thrown into that. So I'm not even going to bother starting. Noni for sale. If true, very interesting. Although that would also mean that we would have to go in for 2 wingers. And George wanting playtime and being open for a Premier League loan, I understand it. I respect it. Go and get your loan. Go and get your loan. The reason why he had so many minutes last season is because we're in the Conference League. We ain't in the Conference League no more. We get the wingers that we're expected to get. Go on loan, mate. Go on loan. If we can't find him a Prem loan, send him to Coventry. Super Frank will take care of you, mate. Super Frank will take care of you. But, yeah. Already been confirmed that Noni ain't leaving. I thought Noni wasn't necessarily for sale, but they would listen to offers. But Patty Altman's saying something different now. He's saying something different now. So who knows? Who knows? But yeah, there was also, before I even got to this, there was another Simon Phillips report from yesterday that was talking about Bayern Munich making an inquiry for Malo Gusto over a potential move to the Bundesliga club this summer. We have not heard what Chelsea's official stance on Gusto is yet. There is a belief from sources that they are likely to at least listen to the approach that is coming in, and it would not be a situation where they're hanging up the phone immediately. We have Gusto as James's main backup right now, but there is a lot of belief in Josh Achimpong, and this is why the club would be willing to sell Gusto and put their faith in the 19-year-old. Achimpong would then step in as James's main backup at right back, and Gusto would be allowed to move on. I do believe it would have to be a pretty decent offer for Chelsea to allow Gusto to move, but it is not far-fetched. If he's not sold, then we are hearing that there's also a few Premier League clubs inquiring about taking Achimpong on loan this season, something that's very likely to happen if Gusto does stay. We've also heard it's the same situation for George, who when Chelsea sign more attackers, he's likely going out on loan, as Patty Altman also just said now. And he has serious interest coming in. Gusto's situation is one to watch, but Chelsea will not be in any rush to sell him and will be strong in negotiations should Bayern wish to turn their interest into an official offer. I'm really where Chelsea's at on this one. I'm not pushing to sell Gusto. He's had one good season. He's had one bad season. But he just doesn't seem to work in this system. It just doesn't seem to work. You know? Just don't seem comfortable. So if they were to sell, like, it'd have to be a good offer, first off. But I wouldn't be completely against it. And like, Josh Achimpong has shown promise in this system. Both playing in the free at the back defensively, both like inverting into the midfield as well. I'm not fussed. Just if you're gonna sell, make sure it's for a good amount. Don't get bumped. And see if they'll take Sterling on loan too for a year. Fuck it. Who knows? They might get his fitness up. But I don't mind. I would be fine with keeping him. He's had one good season, one bad season. I'm not trying to write him off this early, but he's also not untouchable. He clearly don't seem comfortable playing this system. I'll give him another year to learn it. Don't mind. But he's not looked good. It's not looked good this season. Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, I've heard ter Stegen's been garbage for Barca still. I don't know if I'm right or wrong on that, but I've heard he's been garbage still. Barca fans talk about him like one virus. But yeah. Can't depend on Josh as a right-back replacement. Not fair to the kid, but I mean, why not? Why not? Gusto under Poch made you forget Reece was out. Yes, because I was remembering that everybody else was out, innit? But no, I get, like, he looked a lot more comfortable just playing far wide and just hoofing in crosses. But he's not been good this season in a better system. Like, I'm not fussed if we get rid of him. Not fussed. 40 to 50 mil. 50 to 60 mil. Buy, says Scott. Big up, Scott. Big up Pachara saying Trey said Chelsea beating LAFC is a friendly game. Big up to Trey. But who cares about what a United fan thinks about this tournament? You won't even see this tournament in 4 years. So, like, we don't care about United, innit? But peace. Are you guys giving Sanchez a new start for next season? If the club does, the club does. It won't be my choice. It will not be my choice. Oh, yeah, shit. One other bit of news before I drop the link out. One other bit of news. It turns out that that friendly we were talking about in Ireland is not happening. And instead, we are going to be having a two friendly matches in 3 days. We are hosting the Visit Malta Weekender, featuring Chelsea, AC Milan, and Bayer Leverkusen, taking place between Friday the 8th and Sunday the 10th of August. We'll be taking on Leverkusen on the Friday. After Leverkusen's summer tour of Rio de Janeiro. And then we face the Rossoneri on Sunday the 10th. After they complete their pre-season in Singapore, Hong Kong, and Western Australia. I want to see what the ticket prices are going to be like. They said to register interest, click here. What do you mean? So I can't even just buy them as a season ticket holder? What the fuck? Oh, bruv. Yeah, oh, shit. So AC Milan literally doing 2 games in 2 days. We're doing 2 in 3 days. Fuck. I dare these man hike up the prices. I don't have to go. This won't even get me any loyalty points. I dare you hike up the prices. I just won't go. I'll just do a stream. Think I give a shit. Seen Chelsea, AC Milan, home and away. Bayer Leverkusen will carry, like, what, 20 fans? I don't care. But, I mean, in terms of Chelsea, it's probably still better for us to do 2 games at home to give us time to sharpen and rest at home as well. And, like, I guess 2 games in 2 days also allows us to, like, accelerate our sharpness a little bit too. It is a bit peak if we make the final, because if we make the final on the 13th of July, our mandatory 3-week break would take us all the way to the 3rd of August. And then you have about 5 days before the first game, and then the second game straight after, and then the league season starts the week after that. So if we make it to the final, we fucked. If we get knocked down the quarterfinals, though, like everyone's expecting, our holidays would start around July the 4th, bringing everyone back on the 25th, and then you get about 2.5 weeks, something like that, to get everybody back to sharpness. And that'll be before the first couple of friendly games start. Unless we have some behind closed doors friendlies. Because we're not going on tour anywhere. Like, everyone's going to have their holidays, and then it's just going to be working from Cobham. And that's it. If we win the Club World Cup with Sanchez, are you happy with him? Yeah, I'll be happy with him. He can still fuck off. I'll be happy with him. Yeah, big up. Big up Pacharo as well, saying Trey is laughing that Delap didn't score. That's calm. He already beat 007 in his first game. He got an assist. That's fine. We don't care about what Trey's doing because Trey is a generational troll. You don't feed the trolls. The trolls want to be fed. You let them starve. Fixtures aren't being announced till tomorrow. Fixtures are not being announced till tomorrow. And I'm just hoping we don't get any, like, difficult sides in our first 4 or 5 games. Ideally, we want an easy start to the season. Just based off us not knowing where our players are like in terms of sharpness and fitness and preparation for the season, I need us to have easy fixtures. Our first 4 games need to be easy. I don't care about what the run-in looks like. If the run-in looks difficult, firm it. We firmed it this season. But for the start of the season, we need the easier teams. Because I'll be real, I'm getting so many 15-16 flashbacks of how late our preseason's going to be. So fuck that. Yeah, I know. They always do the whole, like, leaked announcements and everything. It's never, ever the leaked announcement. It's never, ever what gets leaked. Every year this shit happens. Every year someone's like, I've got the leaked announcements for match day 1, guys. Never happens. Never happens. If anything, it just confirms that that's not going to be the fixture. But, yeah. We will see, innit? I mean, I haven't even seen who the leaked fixtures are because I'm not looking at that shit. I'm not looking at that shit. Did Sam C last year literally leak it? If that was even last season, though, you know what? At least he's a reputable journalist. Usually you get someone with just a fucking what's it called? An A4 sheet of paper, and they're like, I've got the fixtures for this season. I've got the first match day, guys. We're going away to Everton. And it's never that. Never that. If it was a Sam C, I might even listen to it a little bit more because that's an in the know. I'm talking about your straight randoms. You just get some nobody who just puts up a picture of paper. That shit never happens. Never happens. But I mean, we'll find out. We'll find out. I'll find out sometime in the afternoon because I'm going to have the longest sleep of my life. I haven't slept properly in days. I'm literally on like 3 hours sleep in the last 2-3 days. It is what it is. It's all my fault, though. I forgot that I left my heating on. What a fucking idiot. What a fucking idiot. Away at OT. That's actually possible, you know. That's actually possible because they're not in Europe. And we weren't in Europe. We were getting... I mean, when we weren't in Champions League, we were getting Man City at home, Liverpool at home, all of that shit. All of that shit. Did you talk to Droops about that Jamaica loss? Oh, shit, they lost to Guatemala. Ah, peak. Now, we'll bring it up on back again. We'll bring it up on back again. I don't even care too much with international football like that. Like, some people run jokes with it. I might run a little joke or two if I see something I can work with, but I'm not fast. I'm not that fast. Not that fast. But yeah, let's get this link out. Let's get this link sent out. We'll see who's about. Bit of a quiet news day, but we always know that's famous fucking last words on this channel. So we'll see if anyone's about or if anyone's got anything they want to say about whatever's dropped over the last day or two. If anyone's got anything they want to get off their chest, pause. But yeah, link is going out. Hit the like button, subscribe, super chat if you want to guarantee your comment gets read out. And yeah, big up everyone. No, A-listers is in an hour. It's in an hour. We're going to redirect over there. A-listers is at 8 p.m. It was meant to be yesterday, but obviously the gargantuan, superior, incredible, and inevitable Blues had to play. So everyone else has to wait for us. Everyone else has to wait for us. Hold that. And yeah, bro, I've been so focused on the stream, I haven't even locked into the rest of this game. Has Gittens done anything, chat? Has Gittens done anything? Actually, who am I kidding? If Gittens did anything, the chat would have said it anyway. Don't even matter. Don't even matter. Oh. Fucking hell. I said he's done fuck all. Okay. Done fuck all. Nope. Big up Jesters, man. Actually, yeah, it is that time. It is that time of day for you, innit? Not too surprised. Not too surprised. Gittens number 43. It's not even that. I just, like, it's on the TV. I haven't been focused on that. I haven't been focused on that one bit. Not one bit. Liao and a prospect winger would be a W for me. I wouldn't be against Liao. Liao comes with his pros and cons as well, but like he's also the most experienced out of all the wingers that we would be looking at on the left side. Also be the most proven. There'd be zero complaints from me on that one. Zero complaints. Yes, Scott, what are you saying, man? Hope everything.
Yeah, all good, all good.
How are we feeling about the whole Gittens? Well, I say the whole Gittens situation. He's just our number one at this point.
Still don't want him. Still we should have pulled out. But we're not going to. We're going to give them the 55 million euros that they want. And cool. Like,
didn't we not already offer that?
Yeah, and it got rejected straight away. But I did. Well, either that or Ben Roberts is full of shit because not Ben Roberts. Ben Jacobs is full of shit because I did that 40. He mentioned the 47 million pounds. That is literally 55 million euros.
Oh,
so either he's full of shit. Or the structure they offered with that 55 million pound offer was so bad that's why they rejected it straight away.
That's a logical way of looking at what the difference might be. It might actually be a structure thing. But even then, I feel like it might have been reported by that point. Make more sense just say like it's only a case of structuring and the deal will be completed. Because we've heard that before when we're very close to getting one completed. All we know is that Gittens will be a matter of time. We just don't have to rush it. I'm 100%. Saying don't offer them another penny. The game's ended 0-0. Don't offer them another fucking penny.
Apparently he's been really bad since he's come on in the game today. I'm not watching it, but
who are you guys talking about?
I haven't seen it either, but the chatting said nothing with him.
Cool.
Chatting said shit, so I'll assume he ain't done nothing.
Yeah, I don't want him, bro. Fofana's the same age, I think, or a year younger. He costs less. He's at a club that need the money desperately as well, so it's probably easier to get him. And like, there doesn't seem to be too much difference between the two. He's a touchline winger as well. Just go and get him. All this Gittens thing, just because he's a City Academy player.
Yeah, like he's cheaper and he might be better already in terms of his decision making. No, just go for that. But yeah.
Speaking of, are you guys done with this Gittens stuff? Can we talk about something else?
Oh yeah. We're basically done. There's no real update on that.
Cool. Speaking of academy players, welcome guys to the celebration funeral. Welcome guys.
Oh, that's why you have the shades on. All right, Karma. Let me get the thing up.
Welcome guys. Welcome.
So yeah, this is why Prime's celebrating.
Yeah, the Antichrist is dead, guys. We won, people.
Bro, he was never coming back anyway.
Ladies and shush. Ladies and gentlemen, Osama bin Gilchrist is dead. Let's go. We got him. I'm happy. I told you guys he was mid when he came off the bench, but you know, people like Scott were telling me, "Oh, we can't judge. Oh, he's only got a few minutes." All right, man. He's gone. Let's go.
We'll never forget that goal against Everton, mate.
No one cares against that. What was the score against Everton?
6-0.
It was 5-0.
No, it was 6-0.
It was 5.
Such a fucking villain, bro.
Anyways,
but by the way, like Lewis,
I outlive all the people, all the bad people at Chelsea, man. I outlive everyone, bro. Outlived
this
Mount.
Is like one of the best feel-good moments.
Outlived Mount. Outlived Havertz. Outlived Gallagher. Outlived Gilchrist. I'm gonna outlive that drug addict as well. Hey, I love it, man. I love it here.
Who's a drug addict?
This fan base. Anyways, I love it here, man. I love it here.
Fair
Let's
enough.
go. Let's go.
You didn't get a nice little feel-good moment when he scored against Everton, no?
We won 5-0 against Everton. No one cared. Anyways.
No, I hope the best for him in his future, innit? I hope the best for you, man.
By the way, Lewis, have you seen
you can take the man out of Chelsea, but you can't take Chelsea out of the man, bruv. Sorry, Scott.
Bro, him and his racist antics can burn and piss, bro.
No, Jesus. Have you seen the pictures, by the way, on a complete side note? Have you seen the pictures of the stadium for the Fluminense Dortmund game?
I did vaguely see them.
They're worse than ours. It's worse than the Ars game last night.
Where is it? Where is it?
There's legit no one in the stadium outside of a smattering of Dortmund fans. There's literally no one in the stadium.
Fucking hell. 12 p.m. on a Tuesday. Yo, these men really took no account into the US scheduling when they did this. They took zero. They said 12 p.m. Yo, pull up on your work break, bruv. Pull up on your lunch break.
What?
12 p.m. on a Tuesday. They think people are going to fucking turn up for that.
Oh, did they actually, bro? Because this looks emptier than our... Bro, they must have got more people in
Swear
like after
down.
kickoff. Because this looks empty, like more empty than ours did.
Swear down. Where can you even find that out?
Fucking hell.
Where'd you even find that out?
They'll have it posted somewhere.
All right, so Fluminense versus Dortmund attendance. Big up, Alex, man. Big up, Alex. I can't find it. We had 22,000. How much did they have? 29,000.
People.
29 apparently.
You don't see that thing is edited? You don't see that? You
Edited?
don't see that picture? Yeah, look at the corner of the stadium. You don't see that's shifted? Look, you don't see it. First of all, who puts the freaking sign, TV sign in the corner of the stadium? That's number one. Right side corner.
Wait,
Who puts sign in the corner of the stadium?
Is that not the way the stadium's set up?
No.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, look at the stadium. It's uneven. The line's uneven. You don't see it? The corner of the stadium, the corners.
It looks pretty similar. Looks similar.
Fuck. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, it does line up, right?
Yeah. But from that picture, it looks so uneven. I swear.
I know the corner Alex is talking about, but if
you know what I'm saying?
Zoom in, it is connected. Like it does line up. It's just
okay. I was wrong. Oh well.
Bro, it's just fucked.
Yeah. What else is new?
This is what happens though, because like the thing is, like I said, even though they have more people, they're also that's a bigger stadium, and it's also like what's it called? Where it's outside, it doesn't look as like ours. It was like all condensed, or it looked condensed. That like, even though there are more people, or apparently there are more people, like it just looks barren.
That line
on the cameras,
don't make sense.
You can see the Dortmund fans, and then you look at that the stand across from the picture where the whoever's taking the picture, bro. It looks like there's no one there.
It's nobody there. The stadium is empty.
That's just their scheduling problems, isn't it? That's on
That's
them.
my problem.
Danish,
Who do you go? Who's going the game on Monday 3:00?
Facts, but also as well, like Danish is speaking facts. Like this is what like it makes no sense why they're some of the stadiums they've picked, because you're not selling out some of these stadiums, especially for group stage games. Like you're 29,000. That correct me if I'm wrong, Alex. That MetLife Stadium can get like 70 something. Bro,
yeah, nobody.
They really underestimated how many fans would pull up for this, especially straight after like a long, grueling season for a lot of like traveling fans who would have gone game in, game out, and spent money game in and game out. And you're telling them, "All right, cool, you can spend more money and head off to the US, and then bounce around fucking cities in the US and travel around there too." Like it's just not going to happen.
Oh shit, it's even more than I thought.
Yeah, it's 100K. There's nobody building a stadium less than 100K in the US.
Jeez. But yeah, like that's so you're telling me that's a quarter to a third full. It's just fucked, bro. Like it's just such a waste of time.
Yeah, Jabbo, the pricing as well. Like the guy who super jad earlier, man, spent 200 quid on Esperance versus Chelsea, and now it's gone to 75 quid. I'd be fuming. Fucking fuming, man.
Bro, they fucked this tournament from a like logistical standpoint, like so heavily, man.
And they've embarrassed themselves a little bit with it as well. They got a chance to rectify it for the knockouts, if they can even move the times by then. But I guess that'll remain to be seen, innit? That'll remain to be seen. Back with Chelsea, though. How are we all feeling about this alleged inquiry from Bayern about Malo Gusto? Because I'm a bit indifferent about whether we sell him or not. I wouldn't mind giving him another year, but you know, really.
Can I drive him there? Can I drive him there?
If you can travel down to London, yes.
Yeah, I can drive him there. I will volunteer driving him there. That's what I feel about that Macron's wife.
All right, so you're straight on it then. I respect it. For the right amount, I'd do it. I'm fine with giving him another year, but he's not untouchable.
That's how I feel like I'll be real. If the right money comes in, he can leave. I really don't care. Like Josh is there, and Josh performed better than he did last season. I have no problem playing Josh in games. Like he showed he can handle it against Tottenham. Showed he could handle it against Palace when he played against Palace. Was handling it well against Bournemouth, playing at centre back up until the Semenyo goal, which I don't even think was his mistake. Like I'm confident in Josh having minutes next season, like real minutes. And Gusto, this Gusto thing is not a system issue. Like he's just stupid. You see with the game yesterday, he comes on and he does stupid stuff. There's nothing to do with system. Like, bro, just learn how to pass. Learn how to read a ball. The ball is in the air. Learn how to read where it's going. That's not a system issue. That's your thick as shit. That's genuine. You're just stupid.
He's been here for a year now as well under this system. It's like, you're not improving. I just saw the same stuff I'm seeing in August, I'm seeing now in June.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't mind giving you another year, but it's literally just credit in the bank from your first season.
It's the same stuff. Like, I know a few people have spoken about this in like group chats and all, but it's like a similar thing to what we saw from Badiashile in terms of really good in the first season, but then you saw this like kind of these lapses in concentration, these stupid moments in terms of mentally checking out almost or doing stupid stuff like that. So like we've seen with Badiashile that's never really been fixable. Like he's got better, obviously. He's not been as bad this season as he was last season. But he's never got back to what he was that first season, those first 6 months.
The thing about sorry, Scott. The thing about Gusto is it's not about that. It's about how are we planning on playing going forward? Are we changing the system that Maresca is going to play? No. Is he good in Maresca's system? No. Done. Conversation's done. Same with Nkunku. He's literally same situation as Nkunku. When I see him bombing over the overlaps on the run, I will be okay with him being on the bench if we play that way. But he doesn't play that way. He bombs them in the middle. He bombs them in the inside, like in the 10 area. And I don't want him nowhere near that area. Even defending start to look shameless.
Oh yeah, his defending. Alex, question though, and this is the only thing that makes me think about like one of the things that makes me think about keeping him. Would it surprise you in any way, shape, or form if these guys sacked Maresca for whatever reason, if they went and got someone who played a completely different system, and all of a sudden it was a system that suited Gusto?
Well, that's the whole scenario, but I don't.
Because it wouldn't surprise me. I'm not saying they do, but I'm saying it would not surprise me if that ended up happening, and all of a sudden then, because I agree with you, like, even if Maresca gets sacked, the logical step is you still go and get a manager who plays a similar system. It's just an improvement in terms of quality. But these guys are so thick. These guys are so thick. It would not surprise me that they just went and got someone who plays.
I don't think anybody changing the system because Chelsea is not the only one that plays that way. Arsenal plays. They get what's his name in the midfield. What's that bum's name? But I'm saying. I'm saying like everybody's playing that kind of way. Maybe not to the same extent, but same kind of way. So same kind of way. Skelly plus what's his name, the other one that goes into the Ukrainian kid for Arsenal. What's his name? Zinchenko. I mean, there's the same way kind of. What's his name? The other one for City, the defender. By all moving into the midfield, and I I don't see Gusto nowhere near that position to be for him to play. I don't want him nowhere near. I don't want James to be there. No. What's the defender from Everton for City? What's his fucking name?
What, Stones?
City.
Stones. Yeah, remember when Stones used to do that?
I think early days at Everton, maybe.
No, he's doing it for City when he moved. Guardiola doing it now. Yeah, Stones doing it. Stones did it in Champions League run when they won. That's what Stones the difference in that run from CB. Well, same shit, different thing, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, Joey wanted me to bring up this video of Palmer's cross because of Jackson's positioning in it. I've just watched it, but oh brother, yeah, and didn't have a bad game, but this moment is still ain't a good looking moment from what I've seen. I don't know if you clocked him there.
Yeah, I saw him. He didn't move. He didn't anticipate. That's why I think the difference is between the lab. The lab thinks like a striker. Do you see what I'm saying?
You won't have those lapses in concentration. He's just standing there aimlessly.
Well, that's my problem with Noni too. Noni Madueke does that all the time.
Oh yeah, Noni's looking fucking stupid right now. He's looking like a dumb fuck.
No,
and like with the winger we're looking at, he might be the one to go.
Noni,
I'd be very indifferent about it. Sorry.
I will sell Noni. I will sell Gusto the first batch of sales.
Either one of them, I hear it. I hear it. That's why I'm even more like frustrated with this Gittens situation because like now Dortmund's got him cup tied and we could do with another winger. It's another reason why I'm low-key leaning a bit more towards fucking Malik Fofana as well. But here we are. Jackson, though, good game, but fuck me, your anticipation could improve. Really could fucking improve. Big up to Bola saying PL fixtures tomorrow. We will face the top 6 in August. I don't know who we're going to play now we're in the Champions League, but I know Anthony Taylor will be the referee. That's the only prediction I will give. Anthony Taylor always referees our opening game and our closing game of the season. Always happens. So, no shocks there. No shocks there. And big up to Ian. Big up, my guy. He says, for me to end this window on a high, get me Mignon, Hato, Gittens, Fofana, and Rogers/Kudus. What do you guys think? Also, Gusto, bye-bye. You got nothing on James. Sadly, that's facts at the end. Mignon, yes. Hato, I wouldn't be against it. Gittens or Fofana, I don't care which one you bring in. Just get it done as soon as possible. Rogers over Kudus. Basically the same energy, to be honest. Basically the same energy. Don't really mind which one that we get, but both Rogers and Kudus seem like transfers that are going to be done much later in the window. We're waiting to see on Villa's PSR situation, and apparently they also have other players they'd rather try and sell before reluctantly having to sell Rogers.
Go and get both.
Kudus, go get both. Rogers and Kudus. I'll back it. I mean, if Noni's going, then yeah, you might as well. You might as well get a punt at both of them. And that would be 2 level raisers. That would be 2 serious level raisers. Is it true Maresca wants Kudus? I'd assume so. He's meant to be having a say in all of the players that were linked to him.
Maresca, the only thing Maresca is interested is what the sporting directors tells him. That's what Maresca interests. That guy does not have a voice. That guy does not have a voice. There's not a single statement that he ever made that stood to the truth. That was his, I believe Sanchez is the #1 keeper. Then he flip-flops on a different. Then also supposedly Maresca was interested in Mignon and fell out with Sanchez. Now he's still saying Maresca still saying that. No, I don't. First of all, I don't believe even if like when they say stuff, I don't believe none of them. When the statements comes out from the managers, I don't believe none of them.
I believe that as well, but that's why I also think like he probably has a say behind the scenes, just not the final say.
Well, here's the thing. There's a room with 5 people in it, right? I think Maresca sits in the corner and brings croissants and drinks for the people that sits at the table.
I'm saying he's sitting in the cuck chair, bro. Just taking what academy player Joe Shields throws at him.
Exactly.
Oh, for fuck's sake. You're probably not even wrong. You're probably not even wrong.
Why do you think I call him fake Italian? Does this Italian, does he behaves like Italian?
I mean, probably not. Yeah, probably not. Actually, kind of hear
Why he gets City youth players, Erjan? Oh, because the sporting directors manage those City players.
Those Shields, in it. Literally just that. Might have even had the same Maresca being the guy that we went for as our next coach. Obviously, the interviews have helped and all of that. But, like, yeah. Wouldn't be too surprised with that. Wouldn't be too surprised with that at all. What else have we got? So we've called Nico Williams interest. So I hope we never hear that name associated with Chelsea again because it's just a fucking drag. And we have a gentleman's agreement of 25 million to sell Petrovic.
Low.
25 million. If we don't get him sold, he might end up going back on loan to Strasbourg.
And the reason is because
just going to point something out.
The reason is because he's not signed an extension. That's the reason he's getting sold. It's because he's not signing extension. And through this new, yes, there is extension for him, was offered on his contract. The reason why he's banned from everything is because of that. If you don't sign extension after every year, if you notice, every year that somebody's actually, performs, all of a sudden they get extension that year. Even Jackson did.
5+1 left on his deal.
Jackson had 8 and he got 2 more.
Yeah, but only certain players again.
Yeah, but I was going to say, they only get frozen out if they're on the last year or two. That's why Josh got frozen out.
Oh, well, still, that's the reason. I don't think he's even to the thing. He's getting sold because he's fell up with the ownership. I promise you. That kid is done.
Yeah, they're saying that he asked to be out of the Club World Cup squad, which I find very hard to believe.
That stuff is all bullshit, I'm going to be so honest.
Yeah, I think it's bullshit as well. Why would he say no to that? The idea would be for him to be a number 1 for Chelsea next season. That's why he would have even gone on loan to Strasbourg instead of just leaving last season.
Yeah, all that stuff is bullshit and just PR shit. Because, like, bro, it's just absolute nonsense. Like, the same people trying to peddle this idea as well, like Vince and other dickheads online, trying to peddle this thing of last year he demanded to be number 1. No, he didn't. Maresca came in and said, I don't want you, leave.
Yep, because he couldn't play out the back. So he went and learned how to do it.
People want to peddle this bullshit because they don't want to criticize these owners and these sporting directors. No, it's okay. You can criticize them when they fuck up because this is a fuck up. Because you're just
the only thing I might believe that happened is that he demanded to be number 1. And if that's the case, like, you're correct.
You're well within your right to do that considering the keepers we've currently got at the football club.
Exactly. So I'd have no problems with him doing it. Which then means it probably turns to our head of goalkeeping. Yeah, Ben Roberts.
Right. I just have to point something out, and I'll say it again. James Trafford is currently valued at 30 million. We value this guy less than James Trafford.
Or if we're to sell him for that amount and then get James Trafford in, that's
we're actually gonna sell him for 25 to sign Trafford for 30. This football club is incredible.
If that is the fucking case, wow. That's gonna say a fucking lot, man. God forbid that's the case, but I mean, the gentleman's agreement, innit?
I will fume so much if I see Santos gone.
Santos won't go. Go.
How much you putting money on it?
I'm not a betting man, Alex.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not a betting man.
Let's do the pretend betting. Let's do pretend betting.
Oh, well, I would pretend bet a couple hundred. I pretend bet that. Just because he went to the Club World Cup squad, isn't it? He's like the only lone player that we brought. That's a clear sign of like importance. So I don't think we'd end up selling him. Well, at least not this season. If we're going to talk about next season or something, God knows. God knows. Can't guarantee nothing like that. But I mean, I guess we'll see. I guess we will see. We know what's going to happen. Yeah, he'll start Friday. He'll definitely start Friday. Surprised he didn't come off the bench in the last game, but I think that only confirms he's going to get minutes on Friday.
By the way, when what's his name, Caicedo fell down, oh my boy, man, I was like, there's no way you're getting injured right at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I was scared.
Him and Cucurella were pulling up. I was like, this is cruel. This is actually cruel. This is ridiculous. Yeah. But then again, like Cucurella's the only left back that we brought to the tournament, so kind of our fault.
Did Santos was even on the bench yesterday?
Yeah, he was on the bench.
Oh.
It was only Penders that weren't on the bench.
Surprise, surprise.
Which, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he gets minutes against Esperance or something.
Yeah, okay,
maybe he does.
I'm just saying, like, you could have given him some minutes after Saul Caicedo did what got injured.
That's the thing. I was like, get him off the pitch immediately. That's enough. We're already 2-0 up when that happened.
I didn't want to see Nkunku on the field whatsoever.
Yeah, like, I mean, he made some decent runs, and that was about it.
It's not about that. Even if he scored, I didn't want him on the pitch. Why? You want to sell him. This guy is fragile as a freaking, I don't know who. He's like a walking, talking, almost breaking. Like, the guy is fragile. You know, like when you send the shipping, you put fragile sign on it. That's what Nkunku is when he's running. So we've signed fragile on him.
I wouldn't even think he's fragile. He just can't run. Not for long periods. Not for long periods. Yeah, Duoscope. Sesko's been removed from the scouting list. We don't. Well, we're not looking at him no more. We see him as too similar to Liam Delap. And also, we're not really looking for another out-and-out striker now. Now it's the versatile forward. Either your João Pedros or your Ekatikes or somewhere along that sort of mark that can play, I guess, within the 10 or one of the wing positions.
Their idea of versatile is jokes.
Swiss Army knife and all that shit, yeah.
No, but like,
I don't get it.
I'll ask you a question. I'm interested, right? What would you define as a versatile player? How many positions does a player have to play for me personally, to a quality level for them to be versatile in your mind?
I would say 2 or 3 positions, but ideally, like, not near each other.
Because in my mind, I'm saying 3+. And if that's the case, that's one player on that list.
I guess that would be João Pedro.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
That's why I wanted to, because if you like,
I'll see you guys later.
Bless.
Because I know, like Danish just said 2. Like if versatile for you is 2 positions, cool. That's the way you interpret versatile, right? For me, I see it as like 3 or more. And I class like each wing as a separate position because I think you have different, depending on what foot you are, you have different ways to play at each wing. So yeah, for me, like Pedro can play 3 positions, which is striker, number 10, and on the wing, left wing to be specific. Ekatike, in terms of to a quality level, it's 1, maybe 2, but it's a position we don't have in the squad. And Kudus is 2.
Yeah, because like for me, like I think you're versatile if you can play 2 or 3 positions that aren't really necessarily near you. Like Aspi, for example, you could play left back and right back. That to me is versatile.
And centre back.
Yeah, centre back as well. Yeah. SCN, for example, you could play in the midfield, you could play centre back, you could play right back. That to me is versatile. Mm-hmm. If you can do like left wing and like striker and all of that, nah, not really for me. It's kind of versatile, but it's not really the type of versatile I'm looking for. But yeah, but people will look at that in different ways as well.
That's what I wanted to ask. I wanted to like understand because just that list, like, yeah, that list to me is like so weird, or that whole report is weird because the type of player they're looking for isn't the type of player they're going for, if that makes sense. As I said, like Ekitike for me doesn't fit that at all. He's played left wing 4 times in his whole career. He's not a 10. He only really plays striker or is like in a 2 as a second striker. We don't play with one. Kudus is 2. It's like number 10 and right wing. I know some people are saying false 9, but there is no point in his career if he comes to Chelsea. I want him playing the 9 at no point. So it's only really João Pedro that can do like multiple, for me at least.
Yeah, like I mean, all the links on him have gone quiet ever since we got top 4 sorted, but Newcastle are apparently worried that we're going to go back in for him in the next couple of weeks. If that was the case, you should be accelerating it yourself, but...
Yeah, Rodgers we can play striker, left wing and 10. So yeah, Rodgers definitely would fit that.
I said, how do you hate on Gittens but want Kudus who had the same bad season?
Kudus
No one's hating on Gittens.
Because Kudus
no one's hating on Gittens.
That's why.
Yeah, and Kudus was just mentally checked out. Gittens, to be fair,
it's not even just mentally checked out. With Kudus, there was multiple things. Rodgers can play striker. He plays striker prior to being a winger and prior to being a 10. What's it called? Kudus had a season where he played on left wing the whole season, which like he didn't fit. It's not how he plays. It's not how he wants to play. He wants to cut inside, which he can't do on the left. He was playing under what's it called? Like the Lopetegui stuff was just bad, and Potter wasn't any better. Like it was just a mess. The whole environment around West Ham last season was a complete mess.
Yeah, like he had more than enough issues, and he kept getting thrown out on the left under fucking Lopetegui, which never worked for him. I know I called him Gitnacho. If he comes and joins Chelsea, we'll show him love. Until then, he ain't Chelsea. Gonna hold that.
Dave,
although the way he's been moving the last week is pretty Chelsea. That's pretty Chelsea to me. He's kicked out everyone else. He said, "I'm only joining Chelsea." I respect it. I fucking respect it. You're not getting Bowen either. Bowen's on like the death row contract. He ain't going anytime soon.
I also just don't think he'd ever leave that club. I think he'll stay there for the rest of his career.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's committed there because like it's not even like he was a local fan or anything growing up. But hey, each of their own. Each of their own. I can't hate it. Cannot hate it. What else did we have? So Branthwaite as well is our number 1 target at centre back.
Great.
We obviously got pissed off with the 80 to 85 million price tag, but apparently so did he. So he might end up pushing for a move a little bit more over the coming weeks because he respects Everton, but he wants to leave Everton. And he doesn't want them to try and like step in his way over a potential progression to a Champions League club. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind that as a centre-back option for us. I mean, like him and potentially Hato coming in as left-back depth for Cucurella would be pretty decent. That would be pretty decent. That's something that we probably could work well with. But, yeah. Bar that, that's all that we really have for today. I'll be so real. Today's been another one of those quiet news days. But, I mean, it's never really a bad thing too much. Never really a bad thing. Scott, it's been great having you on, though, man. Big up, bro. Always great to have you on the channel. But we're going to wrap this up because I've got 30 minutes to get a meal before I leave. So man's going to leave. But yeah, big up, everybody. We're going to send you over to Hussam because we're going to be live there in 30 minutes. So everybody head over to Hussam. Where is it? And yeah, big up, everybody. Like, subscribe. Back tomorrow. Up the Chelsea. Up the Chelsea.